What is up, y'all? It is me, Tasha C. And in this particular vid slash podcast, which is going to be one of the um podcasts, one of the shorter ones I've done in a long time, because I'm still this is Blockness Day 12. But due to the fact I haven't done a podcast in several months, and I'm getting better, but I don't particularly feel good, so you'll not see this lovely face today. I figure I will just do a quick bid, show my face, and I don't know how to do the VTuber. Basically, you make, you know, you can move behind like a cartoon or something like that. Usually, some type of like custom made anime or something player. Usually, that you could create. I was honestly trying to find one before coming on here, and I was like, you know what, never mind. I'll just do a quick um podcast because blogging this, I don't know like the rules and everything. It's my first time doing this, but I was like, you know what, I do need to make like I said, at least something to say hi and bye. I haven't used this in a long time, and so if I sound a little off, I sound a little off. um But to say real quick, y'all, now I don't want to always start like with something negative, but this stuff may become viral, just like with that Sharon, the former UFM football coach, stuff that's going on. Also, what's going on, y'all, is actually that happened early Facebook this morning. If y'all heard about it, which is the Pop situation. And what has occurred, sadly, was these events. Now, I don't know, say, if I think about it and had to be later on and I had to put on Patreon, since I haven't, I'm new to Patreon stuff like that, it would just like be, the people who just want to see it because some of the content, even though most people talking, there's blood in the background and stuff or whatever, and you see an unalive person laying down there, yeah, that's a little too much. And still, at least, but it was a couple hours ago, it may be not page. Not the sad, tragic Nikki Pac situation. That's the name of the person, was pages on. I don't, how long they've been on Facebook. But first, it was Metro, I think, News or Metro Detroit News Instagram, because it's similar. The reason why I always say the name like that, if y'all ever, first time hearing or heard me before, there is a free magazine that is like, they curse on stuff, they talk about they for weed, tattoo, uh Smurf for all this other type of stuff. And even from restaurants, and just cool magazines been popular for years in Metro Detroit. Detroit used to get free. I think they still have them around as far as the paper version, Metro Times. So that's why I always get confused with Metro Detroit News, if that's actually the name, because it's similar to Metro Times. Even one time, I was taking a class at Henry Ford, and I think I got his last name, Purse, where I have to remember, but he was one of my favorite professors there, and this professors, period. But also, he had us use the book as, um, a book instead of just a regular, like, buying a regular textbook. It was quite interesting and cool, and, to use that. But, anyways, so they first were saying about somebody was a woman barricade in the house, and they were talking about it was blood on the floor and stuff. Okay. I think that word could be used because I'm not saying anything. And then they were saying somebody was arrested or something later on. Okay. But since this is also going on YouTube, y'all, and you have to be careful your words, so be careful. So later on, a couple people, on the Facebook. I don't be on like Facebook like that too much, but occasionally I do. And there were some people that were talking about it. Even if you look at the comments on the Instagram page, they were talking about um, you know, what had happened, and did you see this on this page and blah blah blah, this person Nikki Pac and stuff like that. So when you go, like there's so many comments, and sometimes you might be fortunate enough to get comments that will help you to the right direction. Like, what's the name of that song? Who created the page? What did this business? And what is this outfit? Blah blah blah. Um, so it was like, okay, 50-50. So when I went to Facebook to put the name in Nikki Pop, it was first, videos, but it wasn't the person's page. So I didn't know what was going on. I don't know if it was just a title or something somebody was saying. And you seen videos, but it was videos of people who obviously may have lived in that area in the car up there recording as well. But you see it from the angle where they're just seeing, the police out there, a squad vehicle in front of the house and stuff, that type of thing, and caution tape and everything. But what I was hearing hit somebody, man, did you see this morning and all this other stuff? So I didn't know whether or not what was going on in terms of like, huh? What is going on here? So here I am thinking like maybe it's like, okay, maybe this is what they were talking about, just the fact that they were talking about, some murder or some unknown lawyer. No, it was way more to that, y'all. So I seen a couple more people, like I said. I mean, I don't have a lot of people on Facebook. It was enough people that were talking about it. And then when I went on one of the people's pages that just like filming from, like, say, a person that may not live in the area, but just recording the police, um, interaction with this person, and then they arrested. Um, but here's what I had found out according according from the person's page herself, because she goes by the pronouns as a transgender woman named Nikki Pop. And you hear like certain stuff, and like some people went down a rabbit hole. Unfortunately, what happened is this was a person who just gave up and just like basically lost it and felt like they lost it all and took stuff in their own hands, and it's just like, huh? I still don't know like if it was intentional or not intentional, but it was just like, oh my gosh. So she's actually has the live. I still have to watch the first live. I actually used a downloader to download. That's why I was talking about the live, because there was blood everywhere because she cut her hand, and even shows her cut her hand. um that the person that she ended up, knife, Rife. I'm trying to think of something. Let's just say it was a knife involved, and she twice was hit hand. That's where the hand came over from the other person. Got good. And but what occurs is that she's been with her man for 10 years. Basically, she's talking to the negotiator to come out there, and unfortunately, she is like 4 months ago, because she's been drinking bins, whatever, and been trying to honor herself and stuff. Apparently, um, she is the guy that ends up being the victim and is no longer on Earth anymore, and was also shown. Even the second video that I seen is like 23 minutes. The clip that you see the top of the head, you see everywhere. Okay, um smudge. I'm gonna say smudge everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh. And it was still at the time on on Facebook at the time being. In the first bit, I didn't even know it was another video for it. But you see blood because, like I said, the blood in her hand is a lot. Blood come out. She's talking to the negotiator since like this morning. It's been 2 hours. So, her boyfriend got bad. I don't know whether it was like intentional or not. And he ends up, at a result, sadly passing away. And the guy, I don't think, had ever got charged for the drugs that he got. And so, y'all, what she ended up doing was, like, plotting revenge. She even told, like, negotiator slash officer was talking to her, because she had two phones. She had one phone that she was recording in a Facebook Live, another one, I think, just, you're seeing the comments and people are trying to call her and stuff. And she's just like, I don't care anymore. She tried getting off a bridge, if you know what I mean. And she kept at times on and off. One minute she said she wanted to car away. She wanted her sister to pick her stuff. The next thing is she wanted her to hopefully come out so they can take her out. So she was trying to be unalived by police and stuff. They kept negotiating with her because she was like this. I mean, for the past 4 months, I just basically seemed like she was going to get revenge person. She ended up blurring that person over there the night before, and was able to take them out and just showing them right on Facebook live. And some people took screenshots. You just see, and like I said, even in the videos on if her page, probably, of course, eventually will have to be turned in for evidence. But and this was a couple hours ago. But I'm just like, oh my gosh, that and of course she ends up being, because she was like, I don't want to get arrested. I'm out of she said, oh, so because she's still like drinking in the bottle, and they're trying to negotiate it because she barricaded herself in the house, and she was saying they had cut her power off, and so she also had another phone or something, but eventually, they came out, and of course, some people were saying like the point, like, it ain't got nothing to do with property. It's just like it's just messed up. She gave up once she lost um her boyfriend. She out of revenge and wanted to take him out, but she also wanted herself to be gone as well. And it's just a tragic, sad story. But that's just like a small version of, like I said, me. If you listen to the video in her own words, while the negotiator's trying to talk to her and calm her down with certain stuff, and uh, you know, the squad car said the windows open, but it just is a lot. And again, you don't know what people was going through. Just like last night when I was about to get off the thing, I don't know, say if it was bots or anything or what had me, but it was like a coincidence. Three people in a row, including allegedly maybe a child, maybe not, that their dad was in the hospital and they were crying, playing with them every day, and I just wished them well. Another person asked for a shout out because they were having surgery on their leg. Another person asked for was saying that too, they're getting surgery. So I don't know, and I'm not trying to be. I mean, it's still wishes, but hopefully, that if they are going through the things, that they're able to get the help and even heal from their things. And it's just, but or I don't know. It was just like too much of coincidence. Not about people coming in, but the stuff that we're saying coincidence had to do with some type of stuff, medical wise. But you don't know what they're going through. Nard is crazy because rest in heaven. Today also my cousin Toy. If y'all seen videos I've seen like before when I was on live, and I'm pretty sad today. I forgot what blog that I had that when I was talking about it, but she was laid to rest. That was one thing, and because at first this was going to be like a happy video real quick, more so because I was gonna talk. I ran into on Instagram and a recommendation. They actually had the lady. You remember T? I think her name was T Baby. It's so cold in the deep. What's the best of those Detroit anthem? And she had a mask on. So I first didn't know who the heck she was. Even though I'm like, okay, that woman saw me. And then they started playing the video. It's so cold in the deep. That is uh classic. If you have not heard it, it's so cold. Even down to I can't wait till the series come back. Dari from Detroit. One of the actors was actually singing the song in one of the episodes. It's a cold to the D, and they made a remix of it. So that's what I'm saying. Like as far as like the impact of that song, I mean, it's I don't know if that's like say the number one song, but it is one of the songs, and it is very cold in the D. It's cold in Michigan and some other areas too. Yeah, it's supposed to be, I think, Arctic chill this weekend and stuff. And technically, you know, it's winter. It ain't gonna be winter for another 2 more weeks or something, and we still getting that weather. But it is so cold in the D. I mean, that incident happened in Metro Detroit, so it's areas basically around surrounding Detroit. That's all Metro Detroit is areas are. Um, but it's just a sad situation all around. But I just wanted to pop out and talk about that real quick, and just you don't know what's going to do, but hugs and loves to everybody. I'll get off of here because I gotta learn to use on this app like the one that records longer. So I got the one where, um, basically I got the 15 minutes. Uh, but anyways, y'all, hugs and loves, and I will see y'all on the next bid or podcast, whatever I decide to do. All right, take care.